One of the key assets in the designer's toolbox is typographic design. Whilst compared to print, the web is limited in what can be done with typography, you still have a fair amount of leeway with the available CSS properties. In this exercise, we will show you how to style the first and second level headings as well as the paragraphs of the Thoreau web page. If you want to follow along, please start by opening the file thoreau.html, which can be found in the Lesson 7 folder. To style the headings in this file, we will create a CSS rule for the heading tags h1 and h2. We'll position the cursor, and then to create the rule, we'll start by adding the elements we want to style, in this case the h1 and h2 tags, known as the selectors, and are separated by a comma. All CSS styles have to be enclosed in a set of curly brackets. All the properties and values contained within are known as a declaration. Let's start by adding the open curly bracket now. Next, we'll add the first declaration. Here, we start by adding the font family, the CSS property, add a colon, add the set of fonts we wish to use, known as the values, and then end the declaration with a semicolon. So what does this declaration mean? This declaration instructs the browser to try and use the initial font listed, in this case, Lucida Sans Unicode. If this font is not found on the user's system, it will then try the second font, and so on. Having added the declaration, we'll now type the closing curly bracket. Whilst we've only included one declaration here, CSS does enable you to define as many as you need. Having successfully styled the page heading, let's now create another rule that will be applied to every paragraph in this document. As before, we'll start by pressing Enter to create a new line. Now we add the P or paragraph selector. Create the following font family declaration. And then add the closing curly bracket. Just before we save and test the page in Firefox, we'd also like to point out that just as with HTML, with CSS, white space is ignored. This means that you can add as many line breaks or indent the code as much as you like to make your CSS rules more readable. Okay, let's save the file and switch to the web browser. Here in Firefox, you can now see the way the CSS styles have affected both the headings and the paragraphs of text.